ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
A quiet neighborhood in El Cajon erupting in deadly gunfire. Police now investigating two different shootings tonight. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Police say that a man opened fire on an officer who then fired back, and the suspect did not survive. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Azevedo has been in El Cajon all evening and has the very latest.
Police have been out here for hours investigating, taking evidence and talking to witnesses, trying to find out what led up to both shootings.
It's scary. It really is.
A scary scene for any parent, a shooting just feet away from their front door. Thursday afternoon, that's exactly what happened in El Cajon on Ballard Street. Police say they were looking for a man involved in a shooting just 2 blocks away on Main Street minutes earlier. One officer reportedly found a man matching the suspect description. As the officer drove closer, police say the man started shooting, firing at least 5 times, one round hitting the patrol car. The officer wasn't hurt. The suspect did not survive.
Today I did not feel safe.
Our cameras captured what appeared to be a gun in the grass just feet away from an El Cajon police car up on the sidewalk. Officers say it's the suspect's weapon.
Yes, the firearm was used by the suspect in both shootings.
Police are still investigating to find out if the officer used his car to initially take the suspect down. Also looking for a motive for both shootings in a neighborhood that usually looks out for one another.
Because we are like family here.
We're told the victim in the first shooting is expected to survive. Police haven't identified the suspect or the officer involved in the shooting. He is on administrative leave, which is standard protocol. In El Cajon, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Laura. New at 11 o'clock, SeaWorld San Diego is mourning the loss of one of its killer whales. SeaWorld says a 6-year-old orca named Amaya died today unexpectedly. Amaya began to show signs of illness yesterday and began treatment under a veterinarian's supervision. The park says the whale's condition deteriorated rapidly. Amaya's cause of death is not yet known. She will undergo a post-mortem, which could take several weeks.
Tonight, the Coronado Unified School District approved what it calls a formal apology to Orange Glen High School after that tortilla incident made national news. Our ABC 10 News reporter Sofia Hernandez tells us about the controversial meeting and the decision that was made tonight. Sophia.
Well, Steve, that meeting is still underway at the moment. The board is actually in closed session, so there's one more agenda item before they get to that apology. So no decision has been made as of yet, but there were a lot of people here tonight. The meeting, it started at 4 p.m. and not a single person today who voiced their concerns said that they were in agreement with this apology being approved. On July 19th, during a championship basketball game, tortillas were thrown at Orange Glen High's basketball team, which is largely Latino. After the perceived racist act, Coronado Unified School District releasing a formal apology, leaving their parents angry.
What? Racism? Me? My tribe? Classism? Colorism? Miss Valdez, you double down on that. You were to be truth seekers, and advocates for our children in the community. You failed miserably.
Without a thorough investigation shows a lack of sound judgment and an imprudent willingness to scapegoat our families and our students.
Many enraged by the language written in the apology, asking for it to be changed, which states the acts are egregious, demeaning, disrespectful, and were conducted by perpetrators.
If it was your child, would you want them to live with that incorrect and tarnished reputation?
3 hours of 46 public comments, the majority of them believing the board, by drafting the apology they did, attacked their own basketball team, accusing a community of being racist and discriminatory.
This seems like a politically and socially diverse group of people who have all come to the same conclusion. There was no racist intent. Why are you so insistent on calling our kids racist, classist, colorist, and perpetrators?
Since the game, Coronado alum Luke Cerna told ABC 10 News on June 23rd that he was the one who brought tortillas to the game, yet denied any racist component to the act. Coronado's head coach was fired by CIF because of the incident, and the Coronado team is on probation until 2024 with their championship title stripped. Now, again, the meeting is still ongoing. You can see a couple people behind me that are waiting for public comment on the issue. Again, there is no decision as of yet that has been made on whether or not this agreement has been approved or whether or not there'll be any changes to this apology. Now, I did reach out to the head coach and the assistant coach of Orange Glen, but I have not yet heard back. Again, no decision has been made as of yet, but we will keep you updated on 10news.com. For now, Sophia Hernandez, ABC 10 News.
A long night in Coronado. Thank you, Sophia. And students in the Ramona School District returned to campus for their first day of school today. It started with a mask mandate. Under Governor Gavin Newsom's executive order, everyone at K through 12 schools are required to wear masks indoors. And for the district, it will be complying with the state mandate until it can sort out the legal ramifications. New daily COVID cases remain high in San Diego County. There were 1,400 new infections reported today. The county also says 5 more people have died from the virus.
People gathered in Balboa Park tonight to honor those that have lost their lives amid the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. Sky 10, as you can see, was overhead that memorial. The vigil was organized by the group Borderlands Equity. Today also traditionally marks Independence Day for the people of Afghanistan. At least 12 people have reportedly been killed in and around the Kabul airport trying to escape the country.
President Biden says he made the right decision to leave Afghanistan, and there is no intelligence to suggest the country would fall so quickly. The president did that exclusive interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze shows why President Biden says there was no smooth way to withdraw.
In his first interview since Afghanistan's fall to the Taliban, President Biden tells ABC's George Stephanopoulos a chaotic withdrawal was inevitable.
We're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
A change in tune after the president said last month a Taliban takeover at this pace was unlikely.
But the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely. The intelligence community did not say back in June or July that, in fact, this was going to collapse like it did. Number one.
They thought the Taliban would take over, but not this quickly.
But not this quickly, not even close.
The president defensive when asked about images showing frantic scenes at the Kabul airport as tens of thousands try to flee the country.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
What did you think when you first saw those pictures?
What I thought was we have to gain control of this. We have to move this more quickly. We have to move in a way in which we can take control of that airport. And we did.
Officials say they've evacuated 7,000 people, but up to 15,000 Americans and at least 65,000 Afghans are still waiting to get out. The president not ruling out that U.S. troops could stay past the August 31st withdrawal deadline.
We're going to do everything in our power to get all Americans out and our allies out.
Does that mean troops will stay beyond August 31st if necessary?
Depends on where we are and whether we can ramp these numbers up to 5,000 to 7,000 a day coming out. If that's the case, they'll all be out.
A new AP NORC poll conducted during the Taliban takeover finds 6 in 10 Americans say the war in Afghanistan was not worth fighting. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Despite the president saying that there was no intelligence of a quick Taliban takeover, U.S. diplomats did warn about it in July. What's known as a dissent memo was sent to the Secretary of State. The diplomats warned that if the U.S. could not get Afghan allies out of the country quickly, it could be a catastrophe. More than a dozen diplomats signed that memo expressing concern that the special immigrant visa process was moving too slowly.
Chopper the biker dog may be Instagram famous, but now his own mural is on the wall of a San Diego brewery. The mural was painted by artist Esmeralda Robles at the Mike Hess Brewery in Imperial Beach. And Chopper's human, Mark Schaefer, says it was a big deal for them. He says every year Chopper participates in Rady Children's Hospital's Celebration of Champions, where they met the Hess family in 2019. It's one of many ways Chopper brings comfort to those in need.
Chopper's been down there every year trying to spread his love and comfort those going through cancer. And 2019, we actually met Mike and his wife and his young daughter who has cancer, and she is a cancer patient. So just to have him on his wall means a lot to us.
And Chopper is retired from riding his bike after 2 years of declining health, but he still makes those trips to the hospital.